All right, and I'm back again, and I'm sure you're very well aware of the fact by now that that little submarine or submersible that was going down to the Titanic has imploded, and that the Navy knew about it on Sunday when it happened, and they misled the public. Now, I have very, very strong feelings about what they were doing because it involves a grave site. And when I was a little kid, I was told, the first time I went with my grandmother to the cemetery, I was told basically you're on their turf. Don't say or do anything to disrespect the dead. Don't be too loud, don't get too rowdy, don't step on a grave, don't do anything that could be viewed as disrespectful to the deceased. She said that it was bad luck and basically bad things will happen to you. You can call it what you want. You can say it's some sort of superstition. You can call it witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you do. I don't care. I have learned that when my grandmother told me stuff, there was usually a good reason behind it. So I'm going to assume there's a reason why she told me that, and even as a little kid, I took her words to heart, and I've not forgotten them. And while I would love to see the Titanic, I really would. There's a lot of things I would love to, like that, I'd love to go see. You wouldn't be able to get me on one of those things because not only am I uncomfortable going underwater like that, main reason why I turned the Navy down multiple times for their nuclear propulsion program. Well, there's a guy just walking around in a pair of boxers. Okay. Happy Friday morning. But for me personally, when you have something like that where it is a grave, I just feel uncomfortable with the idea of supporting, doing something like that where it's a for-profit system to go visit them. I just feel like it's pimping out the dead, and I don't like that idea too well. I'm not comfortable with it at all. But that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is primarily about the fact that they knew on Sunday, and I'll have a link in the description on this, or basically right as the submersible was losing contact with the mothership, if you will. The U.S. Navy picked up a sound that they define as being an indicator of an implosion. Which, by the way, if I were in that situation, that would be how I would want to go, not stuck on the bottom of the ocean floor as the oxygen runs out. It's just funny to me. And I'm sorry, I've got way too much blood in my caffeine stream for this, but what I find interesting for me personally is that they told us, oh no, there's sounds like people beating on a hull. They knew it was a lie. There was the mapping, that one company that does the mapping of the Titanic site, and what they had been offering to go down there and help. And they were told 2 days before they announced they came out and said 2 days before the announcement that it imploded, the Coast Guard was not letting them. They knew. What this basically did, the United States government covered this up until after Hunter Biden the president's son, was given a sweetheart of a deal that the likes of you and me and everyone else would never have gotten. Adam Schiff got censored in Congress because he was misleading people. Dang, that's a lot of police. They even got them a Hyundai now. But yeah, Adam Schiff's been censored. They're pushing a vote to impeach Biden for lying. Came out, IRS whistleblower said that Biden had, there's messages indicating that Biden, in fact, did know of Hunter's dealings and was putting pressure on Chinese firms to do business, make deals. Funny how that got covered up. What all else? There's been several things that have transpired that everyone was distracted by the hunt for this submersible that they knew days ago. Basically, as soon as it happened, there were no survivors. And even if there were, they knew that, I think, the deepest successful rescue mission on something like this was like, what, a third of the depth they would have been at if they were at the bottom of the ocean floor. They had really no way to retrieve them, even if they did find them. So they knew this was a hopeless situation. And yet they covered it up until all this went down. It really leaves me wondering, what all else have they done similar things to over the years? What have they used this to, tragedies like this, to cover up? What will they use something like this in the future to do? What else? I mean, I'm not going to go down the conspiracy theory like they do the Titanic, where they said the sinking was to stop the World Bank or whatever, central bank. I'm not going to say that. Even though I think there was someone with ties to the World Economic Fund or Foundation, whatever, the WEF, and there was a Rothschild on the company's Explorer Company's board. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. All I'm saying is, it looks like the United States government used a tragedy, people's deaths, to cover up a corrupt president, what looks to be a corrupt president. What else have they done like this? I'm also kind of wondering what they have encouraged, put it like that. What incidents may they have encouraged to occur in the name of covering up something? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to be an American. I know I've got it better in America than a lot of the world, and I have no complaints with that. My biggest issue is I don't like my government. I don't trust my government. I don't feel like my government has my best interests at heart. It don't have the people's best interest at heart. The longer I live, the more I see, the more it becomes apparent to me that this is the case. And proud to be an American. I love where I'm from, but I'm pretty well ashamed of my government. And the more I see, the more I feel like the vast majority of the people in politics and that have been in politics in my lifetime, they just need to be tried for treason. That's my thought on the matter. I'll throw some links in the description down below. Again, let me know what you think. Later.